Hi everyone and welcome back. In this video we are going to do a truth table for the statement P and not Q. So let's get started on this here. The first thing to recognize, it's an AND statement. That's the main connective. This is going to be the thing we want to finally symbolize. Let me put this as the last column. So we want to build up to it. So we have P is one part of that. So let's put P, capital. And then we have Q. Those are our two variables. Now we don't just have P and Q, we have not Q, which means let's build another column here for not Q. Okay, great. So now if you're not sure to fill this out, it's pretty much the same every single time. So let's talk through it. When you have two variables, they're either true or false, right? So you have one case where they're both true, one case where they're both false, and then one case where the first is true and the second is false, and then the last one is when the first is false and the second is true. You'll notice a pattern: two trues, two falses, and then true, false, true, false. Great. That's how you always start this. If this part looks unclear, this is the way you always do it no matter what, for two variables that is. Okay, now not Q. What does this mean exactly? This is the opposite truth value of Q. So if Q is true, that tells me that not Q flips the truth value. So it goes from true to false. Applying that same reasoning down the chain here, you have false will turn into true, because if Q is false, then not Q is true. Okay? True becomes false, and false becomes true. This is what happens when you flip the truth value. Great. Let's bold this one as well. So we have this final column here, P and not Q. So my eyes look at this column, the P column. Let's put this in a color, maybe like a light blue, and then not Q. These are the two columns that I'm looking at because I need to compare these two columns with the AND truth condition. That's what I'm doing. Okay, great. Let's do it. So remember, an AND statement is true when both pieces are true. So in this case, the P has to be true and the not Q has to be true. Otherwise, the entire statement is false. So let's compare here. P is true, not Q is false. That means this entire statement is false. Remember, the only time it's true is when both pieces are true. In the second row, we have P is true, not Q is true. Both pieces are true, therefore the entire statement is true. Keep going. We have P is false, not Q is false. That means that the entire statement is false because they're both not true. And then false and true. That means that it's false because, again, the only time the AND statement is true is when both pieces are true. So this here is my final answer. Let's mark this on like a green. Maybe that's too bright. So this is the final answer. This says the only time the statement is true is when P is true and Q is false. That's the only instance. Otherwise, it's false. So it helps to take these kinds of examples and break them up into individual components and then just apply truth conditions one column at a time. Hope that helps. If you have any questions, let me know. Keep watching videos. I have many more. Thanks so much. Bye.